Morning, Marcus from 4POS making a video to show you how to set up your takeaway within a supermarket environment. So let's assume for the moment that you have the following. You have a supermarket. You might have one or many terminals. Um, One of those terminals would be set up in your takeaway section. In other words, in your takeaway section, you would like to take orders from customers. You would like to prepare them and give them a slip. They would then be able to go into the rest of the business, in other words, the supermarket, go and buy some more products, argument's sake, cold drinks or whatever the case may be, or groceries for that matter, and add it all up into one big sale. All right, so let's set it up. Okay, so obviously this touchscreen part or this touchscreen program of mine is set up in the takeaway environment. It's already been networked, it's linked to my main computer, all the networking has been done, etc., etc. Alright, so it's a working system. So all I need to do in the touchscreen part of it is just make one small change in the configuration. Option menu, Control C as normal, and then top right hand side, option 15, we specify takeaway in supermarket. That will allow us to save the transaction and not force a customer to pay for it as we would do in a normal cash sale environment in a supermarket. All right, so that's all we need to do there. We go out of that and then we go and do a normal cash sale. All right, so on the normal cash sale you can go and set up whatever takeaway products you might have. Argument's sake, I'm just going to ring up an item called meat, Fanta, and a pizza. All right, so it will be all products specifically coming from a takeaway part of it, and then all I need to do here, very important, we will just click on finish. We will not click on cash out table, we will not finalize it, we will not ask the customer to pay us, we just say finish. Well, once you do that, it will automatically print a receipt for us. As you can see from the slip, it says clearly not paid, number one. Number two, it also prints a barcode at the bottom, and that's the transaction number for this transaction with all the information stored in the system. In other words, I would then be able to go and just retrieve that transaction by scanning that barcode on any one of my other till points, and it will retrieve that transaction. All right, so let's jump to the point of sale part of it. And in my point of sale, I've now scanned that barcode and it's automatically pulled up those three items for me. Okay, and it says the due amount is 100. The customer can simply pay for that now, or alternatively, obviously I can carry on and go and sell some more products onto that as well. So it doesn't have to be just the takeaway that's going to be rung up. Anything can be rung up, and you could also do it in whatever sequence. In other words, you can scan the grocery items first and then the takeaway receipt, or whichever way you want to do it. Once you've rung up all our products as well as the takeaway, you'll simply just hit the tender button, type in your money that you've entered, or if you're using the touchscreen option, literally put in the amounts on the screen, and the customer will pay you 110 Rand in cash or card or whatever process you want to do. Okay, so that's as simple as it gets. Another question that came up from a customer that's busy setting this up in his supermarket is the question now of saying, okay, well, what if I want to print an additional slip, a second slip in my takeaway section for the ladies or the people in the kitchen to prepare? Well, it will be the same as setting up a normal kitchen printer. In other words, you'll go into the back office on any one of your machines and you'll go and set it up and say, well, fine, that those items that I'm ringing up in my takeaway section, I wanted to print to a print location, whatever the case may be, to whether it's a kitchen printer or whatever. Now the next question comes up and says, okay, well, hang on my main computer in my office, I don't have a printer set up, a receipt printer to be able to configure this. In other words, can I only do it on the takeaway machine? And the answer is no. What you'll do is on your main computer, you'll also install whatever printer you have, whether it's a 58mm printer or an 80mm printer or whatever the case may be. So you'll go and say, well, fine, I've got a 58mm printer or 80mm and I'm calling it KP for kitchen printer, and then whether it's physically there or not, the system will still allow you then to create the links and so forth, and obviously on the takeaway section it will physically work. Alright, I hope that gives a little bit of insight. Let us know if there's anything else that we missed. Thank you.